When we're inviting and we're informing, those two critical over and over stages that we engage in at this Unicity business, I've referenced before these 5 C's. Those of you that know me to any degree or have watched any of these videos have noticed, hopefully, my penchant for numbers and letters and tying them together a la a Sesame Street type approach. I find that for me much easier to remember the steps and to know what the criteria is, and it just adds a bit of a cuteness factor which aids my memory and framework in terms of presenting stuff. So in your informing and inviting, you're inviting and informing, that continuum, here are the 5 C's just slightly expanded. Number 1, be confident. You have what people want. Know that. Let that inform your posture. Let them know that you're confident in you and in us and in what you're offering, and the fact that what we're offering does what we say it will do from a product perspective, from a business perspective. Speak from this well of self-assurance, of confidence, to use a C word. Now, don't cross over into arrogance. That's a fine line, and that depends on your personality and who you're visiting with and their perception of how you're approaching it. But be confident. Let people know that you are confident in what you've got, what you're offering, the value it can bring, and the environment you're a part of. Number 2, create chemistry. You can usually do this by offering a genuine compliment. Build a rapport. It's not a C word, but that's the other way to look at it. Build a relationship. Transactions, if you will, flow from relationships. You're looking to form a commercial relationship which will go deeper than just that as you go along. So look to build that chemistry initially. I find, another C, a subset of number 2 is complimenting people on what good things you see and the skill sets they have and the positive attributes they'll bring to the team and the group. And that which they have and are, that will be significantly helpful to them in this business and in taking products and the results they expect to see. So purposefully look to, build that chemistry with the prospect or the person you're inviting or informing. Number 3, create curiosity. People get pulled along when they're intrigued a little bit. When it's interesting, tell me more. When they begin to ask questions, then you and I are, of course, happy to answer them. Those questions, are born out of curiosity. So look to, without being too cute, without being half-answered, look to create that curiosity. Again, the overarching theme being, I have what you want. I have an ability here to make life better. I have health, freedom, hope, to use our language, that can create some degree of, that's interesting. Tell me more. Or what about this and what about that? Feed that prospect, that process, and you then become the question answerer rather than the lecturer and salesperson, if you will. Number 4, and this is one I'm struggling with ongoingly and time to time, and therefore I'm focusing on it, and that is to control yourself. Many times, less is more. From a sales perspective, it's always great to sell from a short supply. It doesn't mean, again, being reticent or trying to be cute or withhold stuff, but the temptation for most of us, myself included, is to say more than is necessary. Sometimes silence actually is quite helpful. Sometimes asking a question and giving them time to ponder and then answer that question, or them asking the question and you just pondering a little bit as to, okay, what is the real question here before you give standard answer here, is a very helpful process. I won't call it technique, but it's a very helpful process to build that chemistry, to create that curiosity. Less is more, and don't go into lecture mode. Just control yourself. Answer the question, answer the real question, pause for that moment to contemplate what the real question really is as opposed to the one that was stated, and then answer that question. Seek clarification so you can actually answer the actual question, also formulate the right answer to the actual question. The 5th in this invite and inform phase is to confirm or to commit. Now, you've said you want to join us. Great. Confirm that. You want to place this order. Great. We confirm that. We're going to do our Getting Started or strategy session tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'll send you an email to confirm that. Following up in that regard with specific details as to what the commitments were and confirming them is a very helpful tool. It saves a whole bunch of time when there was miscommunication, or I thought you said and you said I thought, and all those sorts of things. Following up usually by text or email or smoke signal, whatever you want to do to confirm the conversation, confirm the commitment that took place, again, builds that chemistry, builds that confidence in you and what you have. So there you go, 5 C's. Be confident, create chemistry, mostly by being complimentary, create curiosity, lead them along their own path of self-discovery, control yourself, don't go into lecture mode too quickly or too suddenly, and then always seek to confirm and commit those commitments that they've made for their own benefit as a reaffirmation of the fact that they've made that commitment. And you'll find that your inviting and informing steps become increasingly productive as you engage in the 5 C's and other philosophical underpinnings that are helpful in building the relationships from which transactions flow, the relationships deepen even further, which lead to more transactions, and you've got that wonderful continuum working in your favor.